your movie recap in a flash. We bring the drama, the action, and the twists. In minutes, the movie 65 is generally about a man who used to take on short missions, but this time he wanted to embark on a long mission to earn enough money to treat his daughter, Nevine. Later, Mills told his daughter Nevine that he would travel in space for 2 years and taught her how to whistle with her hand so she could remember him with that gesture while he was away. Indeed, Mills embarked on the mission as the pilot responsible for the ship, while his crew was in a state of cryogenic freezing. One day, the ship collided with a group of meteors, and the impacts severely damaged the ship, forcing Mills to send a distress signal and redirect the ship to the nearest planet. The ship split into 2 parts during its descent onto the planet. Just before it crashed into the ground, Mills began recalling memories with his daughter before losing consciousness. Moments later, Mills woke up to the sound of the computer announcing they were on an unknown planet. He also discovered a piece of metal lodged in his abdomen, which he quickly removed and treated the wound. Afterward, Mills put on his spacesuit and went out to assess the damage to the ship. He found that the cryogenic chamber was completely destroyed. He grabbed his laser gun and ventured outside the ship to explore the planet itself. Mills walked on a dangerous, unknown planet, surrounded by giant creatures everywhere. After some time, he found the corpses of his crew, all of whom were dead. Mills returned to the ship and discovered that the escape pod was in the other half of the ship that had broken off during the landing. He sent another distress signal, stating he was on an unknown planet. Feeling despair after losing his crew, Mills pointed his gun at himself, intending to end his life. However, memories of Nevine stopped him. To motivate himself, he gathered all the tapes Nevine had sent him and began watching them. Suddenly, the computer informed Mills that one of the cryogenic capsules was still functioning and nearby. Mills went to the capsule and was surprised to find a young girl named Koa inside. Mills noticed large predator footprints and, upon closer inspection, determined he was on Earth 65 million years ago during the time of the dinosaurs. After some time, Mills returned to the ship carrying Koa, deciding to escape the planet to save her. He asked the computer to locate the other half of the ship, but it couldn't pinpoint the exact location. Mills ventured out again to explore and found massive animal bones, indicating the area was extremely dangerous. He also encountered a hot spring, which startled him as it was his first time seeing such a phenomenon. Continuing his exploration, Mills noticed something shiny in the distance. Upon examining it with his equipment, he discovered it was the second half of the ship. He began planning how to reach it. Suddenly, a small dinosaur attacked him. Mills fought with the dinosaur, eventually overpowering and killing it with his gun. Exhausted, he rested, but soon heard a sound coming from the forest. When he investigated, he discovered that Koa had left the ship. Mills ran after her to bring her back, but she was scared and kept running until he finally caught up to her. They both fell beside a large dead dinosaur. Suddenly, the nearby trees began shaking, revealing a massive creature approaching them. Mills quickly grabbed Koa and fled with her to the ship. Mills treated the wound Koa had sustained during the fall and tried to explain their situation. But Koa couldn't understand him as she spoke a different language. When Mills attempted to use the ship's computer to translate, he found the translator was broken. He resorted to drawing in the red sand to communicate with her. Mills drew a mountain with the second half of the ship on it, explaining they needed to reach it to escape. Koa also drew, indicating she was searching for her family. To comfort her, Mills lied, saying her family was also on the mountain. Before starting their journey to the mountain, Mills sent another distress signal, mentioning he had found another survivor. Meanwhile, Koa found Nevine's recorded tapes. and played them. The tapes revealed that Nevine's illness had worsened a year after her father left. In the first few months of his journey, Nevine sent cheerful messages, expressing pride in her father. Over time, however, she grew angry at his absence during her illness. When Mills saw Koa watching Nevine's recordings, he turned them off and told her they needed to leave immediately. Mills prepared supplies for the journey, and they set off toward the mountain, being cautious not to make noise to avoid attracting predators. After walking for a while, Koa noticed something shiny in the sky, but didn't comment. Bored, she began throwing wild berries at Mills. Annoyed, Mills warned her that the berries were poisonous and told her to wash her hands. Later, an insect landed on Mills's neck. He killed it, but a sticky liquid from the insect got on him. Mills tried to wipe it off on a tree, but the substance was like glue, sticking to part of the tree and his hand. Koa laughed at him, so he playfully threatened to touch her with his sticky hand. Their game was interrupted when a tree branch fell nearby. At that moment, they heard noises coming from a nearby area. When they investigated, they found a small dinosaur trapped in a pit of sticky material. Koa felt sorry for the dinosaur and ran to help it, despite Mills's warnings about the danger. Ignoring him, she continued to assist the dinosaur. Mills eventually joined in, hoping to speed things up so they could leave. Together, they freed the dinosaur, but as soon as it was out, a group of predators attacked and devoured it. Mills pulled Koa away and hid with her, not wanting her to witness the gruesome scene. However, Koa was still upset and cried over losing her new friend. The two continued their journey, stopping at a river to wash their faces and fill their water bottles. Mills was concerned about the wound on his abdomen, but having Koa with him gave him strength, as she reminded him of his daughter, Nevine. I found some beautiful flowers by the river and kept pestering Millsy until I made him put one of them on his head. After a minute, Millsy's device lost signal and couldn't locate the cheese, so Millsy climbed a tree, hoping to strengthen the signal a bit and locate it. But suddenly, a bug landed on Millsy's hand. Millsy threw the bug away, and this sudden movement caused him to fall from the tree. As a result of the fall and the height he fell from, Millsy's shoulder was dislocated. Millsy asked Koa to help him and push his shoulder forcefully until it returned to its natural position. At the same time, a group of dinosaurs heard the noise, and they headed toward us to attack. As soon as Millsy saw the dinosaurs coming toward us, he encouraged me and leaned on his arm to make it easier for me. Indeed, I managed to fix his shoulder just in time. Millsy quickly grabbed his weapon and started firing at the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs were getting closer to Millsy, so he ordered Koa to flee the area. He used small bombs and threw them at the dinosaurs. Millsy successfully got rid of a large number of dinosaurs, but a few remained and were attacking him. Millsy used his rifle and killed the remaining dinosaurs. Meanwhile, I had escaped to another place and saw a different type of flying dinosaur there. I was terrified of the dinosaurs, so I hid behind another rock, but unfortunately, another dinosaur appeared in front of Koa. Before it could attack Koa, Millsy appeared just in time and killed the dinosaur. What Millsy didn't know was that a third dinosaur was hiding. As soon as it saw an opportunity, it took it and dragged Koa away from Millsy to eat Koa. Millsy ran after the dinosaur to save Koa. When he got close enough, he fired a shot into the air, scaring it off and making it back away from Koa. After what happened, I was terrified of everything and refused to let Millsy come near Koa. Millsy understood my fear and decided to give Koa some time to calm down. When night fell, Millsy started whistling with his hand in the same way he used to whistle for his daughter, Nevine. His plan worked, and the whistling calmed Koa down a bit. Finally, she decided to continue the journey to the mountain with him. After a long walk, the two of us reached a cave and decided to spend the night there. Millsy placed sensors around the entire area to alert us if any danger approached. He also used his device to look at the sky and discovered something shining. It turned out to be a meteor heading toward Earth. However, the meteor was small in size, meaning it wouldn't affect or harm us. At that moment, I pulled out one of Nevine's tapes. At first, Millsy was upset with Koa, but he decided to play the tape because seeing Nevine comforted both of us. Millsy tried to sleep several times but couldn't because he kept remembering the day his wife called him to tell him that their daughter, Nevine, had died. Later, Millsy woke up to the sound of the sensors, indicating danger was near. He went to check on Koa. There is a giant bug was inside the mouth of the girl. Millsy used a tool he had with him to kill the bug. He let Koa spit out the rest of the bug to the side. At the same time, the sensors picked up something else, but this time, the alarm was stronger, indicating a greater danger. Indeed, a giant dinosaur entered the cave. Millsy fired at the giant dinosaur several times and escaped with me through a smaller opening in the cave. What they didn't know was that a smaller dinosaur had followed them and entered through the opening with them. After walking for a very long time, Millsy and I reached a dead end. Millsy noticed a small opening in the wall and tried to widen it with his hands. After hours, Millsy could only widen the opening by a few centimeters, which obviously frustrated him. I refused to give up like Millsy did and kept yelling at him to take her to my family. Suddenly, an idea came to his mind. Millsy used the small bombs he had and blew up part of the opening. The opening indeed became slightly larger, allowing Koa to enter and explore it because of my small size. She told Millsy there was an exit on the other side and asked him to follow her, but suddenly the opening collapsed in front of Millsy and he lost contact with the girl. At that moment, Millsy heard a strange sound coming from behind him, so he grabbed his rifle, pulled out his device, and started locating the dinosaur. The dinosaur tried to attack Millsy from behind, but Millsy managed to avoid the attack. On the second attempt, the dinosaur reached Millsy, causing him to drop his rifle. The dinosaur dragged Millsy away and bit his arm. Millsy resisted with all his strength until he managed to reach his device, releasing a sonic wave that hurt the dinosaur. Taking advantage of the situation, Millsy grabbed his rifle and killed the dinosaur. Meanwhile, Koa managed to exit the cave, but I was sad because I was alone. I found a large bone that I could use as a weapon. To make the weapon more effective, I poisoned it using toxic wild berries, wrapped it in a tree leaf, and carried it on her shoulder. After a minute, Millsy managed to exit the cave as well, and saw a massive meteor heading toward the planet. Millsy used his device to confirm what he was seeing. As for the small meteor, it was just a broken piece of the larger meteor currently approaching. According to the device, the massive meteor was expected to hit Earth within hours. Its enormous size would destroy all forms of life on the planet. Millsy wasted no time and quickly went to look for Koa. He found Koa when he heard Koa screaming because a dinosaur was attacking Koa. I fled from the dinosaur and hid in a tree trunk. Millsy ran toward Koa at full speed to save her, but unfortunately, he got stuck in quicksand. Millsy kept calling out to Koa for help, but she didn't come to him, and Millsy sank into the quicksand. Koa heard Millsy's voice calling out to Koa, so I gathered my courage and waited until the dinosaur entered the tree trunk. Koa threw the small bombs I had at the dinosaur and quickly ran away from the area. After I killed the dinosaur, Koa went to where Millsy was and used tree branches to successfully rescue him from the quicksand. As soon as Millsy got out of the quicksand, he hugged Koa gently and explained that we needed to leave this place as quickly as possible before the meteor struck the Earth. Indeed, the two of us started running the remaining distance to the mountain. By nightfall, we finally reached its base. Millsy tied a rope around Koa and let Koa climb up first. When I reached a suitable spot, I cleverly tied the rope to support Millsy's weight, allowing him to climb up as well. After a few minutes, we both managed to reach the other part of the ship, where the escape capsule was located. As soon as Millsy entered the ship, she quickly turned on her computer to confirm with the rescue ship that it was in place. Koa started searching for her family on the ship, but unfortunately, she found all the cryo capsules destroyed. She began yelling at Mills because he lied to her, but Mills brought out his daughter Nevine's picture and told Koa that she had died during this mission. He said he wouldn't allow himself to lose Koa too. Koa sympathized with his words, hugged him, and he comforted her, apologizing for his lies. Suddenly, a piece of the massive meteor started falling to the ground. Mills and Koa rushed inside the evacuation capsule. Mills quickly activated the flight procedures, but before launching, a piece of the meteor hit the ship, separating the capsule and causing it to fall near the mountain base. This incident disrupted the launch process and knocked both of them unconscious. Moments later, Koa regained consciousness and pressed the launch button, but the capsule was upside down and needed to be adjusted to take off. Mills began waking up as well, but unfortunately, a giant dinosaur appeared and started attacking the capsule. During the attack, Mills's rifle fell to the ground, forcing him to leave the capsule to confront the dinosaur. When he reached the rifle, he discovered it was malfunctioning. Mills took some time to fix the rifle, and during that time, another dinosaur arrived to join its companion for the meal. The dinosaurs cornered Mills, and he lost hope for survival. But Koa used her wits and projected a 3D hologram of Nevine, and surprisingly, the trick worked. The dinosaurs left Mills and attacked the projection. Mills took advantage of their distraction, escaped from their trap, and fired several shots at the first dinosaur, killing it. As for the second dinosaur, it charged toward the capsule to reach Koa, but Mills appeared just in time and killed the second dinosaur as well. Fortunately, the dinosaur that attacked the capsule adjusted its position, making it ready for launch. However, the first dinosaur was pretending to be dead. It waited for the right moment and set a trap for Mills. Mills fled from the dinosaur and headed toward the hot springs area. He maneuvered through the springs and managed to trap the dinosaur in one of them. But that wasn't enough to kill the giant dinosaur. As the dinosaur got closer to Mills, Koa suddenly appeared and struck the dinosaur in the eye with a poisoned bone. The attack was extremely painful, causing the dinosaur to scream in agony. Ultimately, the dinosaur stood over a massive hot spring, and the water erupted onto its skin. After the intense battle, Mills and Koa returned to the capsule, pressed the launch button, and this time, the capsule successfully took off. It launched just moments before the meteor hit the Earth and destroyed everything on the planet. Once the capsule exited the atmosphere, the autopilot directed them toward the rendezvous point, where they would meet the rescue ship. Finally, Mills was able to close his eyes in peace, imagining returning home and reuniting with Nevine. The movie ends with a scene of Koa holding Mills's hand as a gesture of gratitude for what he did for her and to help him cope with the loss of his daughter. And that's the end of our movie. If you liked the movie, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with all the new films.